Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bachelor Buzz News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Joan Vassos and Chock, who were engaged at the conclusion of their season on the Golden Bachelorette, could ruin their reputations and harm the series if they are not careful. Before choosing to search for love on a reality TV show, Joan, 61, and Chock, 60, had both suffered significant losses. When Joan first appeared on television in the first season of The Golden Bachelor, she gave it a try. She was one of 22 unmarried older ladies who were interested in dating Jerry Turner, an Indiana restaurateur who was 72 years old. Joan had to make the tough choice to leave Jerry's season early due to a family situation, just as Jerry was beginning to see how soft-spoken she was. Even though her time as a bachelor seemed to be coming to a close, it was only beginning. Following the Golden Bachelor's enormous popularity, the network revealed that a female-led Bachelor spin-off would shortly air. Joan was selected as the Golden Bachelorette, despite the fact that Jerry had rejected many excellent candidates. Chock was one of 24 unmarried golden men that came to date Joan at the famous Bachelor home. Following a season of competition, Joan gave Chock her last rose, and during the last rose ceremony, the two became engaged. Despite their apparent happiness, Joan and Chock occasionally give the impression that they are making an excessive effort to project an image of a contented, loving couple. Joan is familiar with the experience of falling in love and then losing it. She was a lonely widower mourning her late husband before she joined the cast of season 1 of The Golden Bachelor. Before Joan Vassos died of cancer in 2021, Joan was married to him for 32 blissful years. For the first time since she first met her late husband, Joan was alone herself since their 4 children had grown up and left the house. She never imagined that she would be dating again later in life because she loved him so much. Joan made the decision to resume her romantic life on national network television by diving headfirst into the dating pool. There are even rumors that Joan quit early from Jerry's season of The Golden Bachelor because she felt too overwhelmed to begin dating again so soon after the death of her late husband. She appeared more prepared for The Golden Bachelorette, yet throughout the season, she spoke adoringly about her late husband. Even though John had long since passed away, Joan frequently voiced intense guilt about dating other men. It's unclear if Chock can take John's place now that the cameras have vanished. Chock was married to Heather Chappell for 12 years before to appearing on season 1 of The Golden Bachelorette. The couple had 2 children together. When Joan went to Kansas for Chock's hometown date, she had the opportunity to meet Tyler and Taylor Chappell, Chock's college-aged children. Chock claims that he has always co-parented his children with Heather without any issues and that they get along well. Chock's positive relationship with his ex-wife is undoubtedly encouraging, but his divorce isn't. The odds are already against Joan and Chock because second marriages have a greater divorce rate than first marriages, according to census data. They are not yet married, but Joan is taking a big risk by being engaged to a divorced guy. Joan could be tempted to let ABC to cover the costs of Jerry and Teresa's extravagant Golden Bachelor wedding, but she would be better off not marrying Chock. In an interview with CNN following ABC's announcement that Joan would be the Golden Bachelorette, Joan stated that she had no plans to get married very away. She maintained that before making such a significant commitment, people needed more time to get to know one another. When Chock got down on one knee and produced a magnificent diamond ring, Joan's hesitancy to become engaged vanished. Joan eagerly accepted Chock's proposal as he put the ring on her finger as the Golden Bachelorette season 1 came to a close. After meeting Chock, Joan might have decided against getting serious, but the thrill might only last a short while. Joan might discover that the showmance was never true when the initial rush of new love subsides. On her way to give Chock her last rose, Joan sent a number of stunning single men home. Throughout the season, a number of outstanding suitors, including Jordan Heller, 62, and Charles Ling, 66, were sent home. Mark Anderson, 58, was the most tragic to be eliminated. Mark was chosen to compete on The Golden Bachelor after making his TV debut on The Bachelor Season 28 with his daughter, Kelsey Anderson. Joan had high expectations that the retired Army veteran would immediately win her heart. However, those expectations were quickly shattered. They never clicked because Joan never gave Mark a chance and instead preferred the companionship of other men, such as Pascal Ibgui, 69, and Guy Gansert, 66. In a moment that Bachelor Nation has uploaded on YouTube, Joan tells Mark that something is missing from their horribly awkward one-on-one date and sends him home before the rose ceremony that evening. Joan might question whether Mark escaped if things don't work out with Chock. Jerry gave Teresa Nist, 70, his last rose as the first season of The Golden Bachelor came to a close. A few weeks later, ABC graciously paid for the two to get married in a grandiose televised wedding. 3 months into their marriage, they made their divorce public. Jerry and Teresa just got caught up in all the phony romance and excitement, and they should never have married. The septuagenarian newlyweds quickly discovered they were not a good fit after the cameras stopped rolling. Now that Joan and Chock's cameras have stopped rolling, they might suffer the same fate. There was a lot of pressure on Joan to turn things around and rescue the brand after The Golden Bachelor failed to produce a happy couple, but it's unclear if Joan and Chock will have any luck in love compared to Jerry and Teresa. Chock and Joan clicked right away, and he even secured her first date on her own, a fantasy trip to Disneyland. They had fun on the rides, got to know well-known Disney characters, and planted a passionate kiss under the renowned Magic Kingdom fireworks show. Their subsequent date was undoubtedly less spectacular. In a Season 1 episode of The Golden Bachelorette, Joan brought Chock and a few of the other men to a bowling alley for a group date. Although it was obvious that Chock didn't enjoy sharing Joan with the other men, everyone appeared to be having a terrific time. Chock struggled to adapt to the group date scenario because he had grown accustomed to having Joan all to himself. Chock continued to sit directly next Joan and put an arm around her. Chock didn't appear to realize or care that it was rude to the other males. Joan, on the other hand, didn't ask Chock to back off and appeared to enjoy his possessiveness. Although it's unclear if she and Chock were acting, it seemed to make her feel unique and wanted. Chock lost a wonderful love, just like Joan. Chock met Catherine Elizabeth White Gorey following the divorce of his marriage to Heather. Before Catherine's cancer diagnosis and death in 2022, Chock and Catherine had been engaged for 9 years. Chock claimed that losing Heather was the most traumatic loss of his life during their first date alone with Joan. Chock remains close to the family of his late fiancée. Indeed, Catherine's father remained close to Chock and the Chappell family when Joan traveled to Kansas to meet Chock's friends and family. Chock obviously loved his late fiancée very much, and the fact that he remains close to her family may indicate that he isn't ready to let go just yet. Whether they are aware of it or not, Chock and Joan's connection may be fabricated if they are lamenting past loves. Joan and Chock left The Golden Bachelorette arm in arm, expecting to live happily ever following their engagement during the Season 1 finale. People interviewed the newly engaged pair the next day, during which they discussed their future plans. Chock stated, "We will be traveling back and forth between Kansas, Maryland, and New York. We'll have a full-time location in New York, and we'll be there whenever we have the chance." Chock and Joan have been sharing pictures of themselves in New York City on Instagram since announcing their intention to purchase real estate, probably in search of an apartment. Although Joan and Chock appear to be pleased in every picture of the pair, purchasing real estate together at this point in their relationship is a surefire way to end badly. They ought to spend more time together before making such a significant investment. They can come to the realization that The Golden Bachelorette's creators fabricated their entire connection when the initial excitement of love fades. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.